Thib hit more direct angle right here, number 5. Obviously, he plays both the right and lefty end. With the Jets, he'd be playing more left here because Carl Lawson plays primarily right defensive end. But let's watch. And this is him versus what's his name too, ABT. So again, he gets the hit, but the process, don't necessarily love it. One of the things that he needs to do when he's bull rushing is he needs to he needs to get better leverage here. And 2, his angles aren't always like directly through who he's going to work through. Like he's kind of going to the outside shoulder and then like last second dips into him, but he comes into this pretty high, doesn't get his hands inside, and he gets stalled. You know, you want to see if you're going to bull rush him, you know, which you don't necessarily always have to do this, but a couple steps up, you know, maybe 1, 2 or 1, 2, 3, 4 step, second step on the outside foot, explode to the instep and drive right up and through the guy. And here he's kind of like caught in a middle ground where he turns into ABT, but it's in the middle of a step. Again, not very low, not very forceful, and he gets stood up. You know, now, yeah, the quarterback scrambles out, so he eventually is able to, you know, kind of just pull ABT and work past him a little bit to get a hit, but still the process wasn't great of that happening. So needs more direct angle, needs more better leverage there, tighter elbows, better hand placement. You want to see on that one? Thib guess, spill or lever. Yeah, you definitely could see him more out of position in the run game. Now, if this was a position where with this pull, with the guard pulling on this like one back power, there's plays and designs where he's supposed to spill, like aka outside shoulder versus inside shoulder, and then this guy's supposed to like lever over the top, spill and lever, and he's supposed to take the outside. If that's the case, okay, it's excusable. But not knowing their playbook, if that's not the case, and based on my watching of the rest of his film, I would say it's not, because he's just not consistent. Like he can set an angle pretty, or he can set an edge pretty well. But in terms of how consistently he does it, in terms of where his body positioning is, where his leverage is in relation to the running back, to the play, it's usually pretty inconsistent. So his awareness on run plays is inconsistent at best. And here again, dives inside, doesn't notice the running back cutting to the outside. You know, again, unless he's supposed to lever over the top, you'd like to see him stack this outside, force the running back to cut inside again, where more of your defenders are. And he tries to get off that block, but you know, they rally and make the tackle. Again, if it's a spill and lever situation, okay, cool. If not, something to note. And again, I can't be 100% on that play, but with that being said, with the rest of my watching, I would guess that was just him guessing wrong. Thib club accuracy. Want to see him obviously make that, finish that play and make the and have the sack. So pass rush, he has a decent amount of moves, but he doesn't really use them a lot. Like he kind of relies on just getting into a guy, power, clubs, chops. Like it's not a wide variety of pass rush moves, where with some other guys, you'll see a variety on like every other rep. Like, yeah, you're going to see a guy in watching 4 games throw a decent amount of moves, but it's really about the level of consistency you go between those moves with. You know, like, yeah, you're going to see a spin every once in a while, or you're going to see, a club rip or a ghost or a swinging rip, whatever. But like, it's more about how often do you use those moves, so it actually is threatening the tackle you're going against. Here, obviously, the tackle just is one. He's off balance. He's bending up the way, so you tell he's not a great athlete. Look how high his kick step is going. It's not a good tackle. He's not athletic, and he opens up his hips way too much. Thib reads that. He should read that, because look at his body language. He's just not balanced. So you want to see him as he's noticing this, condense his footwork, which his footwork it's not, he's not overstriding, but he notices that. You see him plant off the instep. Now with this, you want to see and what he does is he clubs, but you want to see better accuracy with the club. You want to see it hit the shoulder, shoulder, top of the bicep type area. and he goes a little high. You'd see it's high, and it kind of hits the helmet / shoulder. So he gets off of it relatively cleanly, just because of how bad that tackle, how bad his balance is. He doesn't really need so much of a club to be kind of throw him completely off balance. So he gets aided by that, but you want to see better accuracy with that hand. And it kind of comes, it doesn't even come from the hand. It comes from, like, he's not completely thrown off by the hand. He's thrown off by what looks like the left hand of Thibodeaux. It gets into his chest. So it could have been a little bit cleaner, again. And people are like, oh my God, he still got there. Who cares? That's way too black and white thinking. That's the problem. Is, okay, this is an NFL tackle. This is George Fant. This is whoever. Sometimes they're going to have bad reps. Yes. Are they going to be as bad as this tackle at USC, the right tackle? No. Maybe unless you're playing Connor McDermott. But you want to see clean technique. So when you could kind of now look at that, at this play in terms of an NFL level, is he going to win this rep? Maybe not. He gets there. Again, you want to see him bring him down here. I know he's getting a push in the back, but you want to see him bring down that quarterback right there. So I'll play it in full speed. I'm sorry, I don't do that at first, but I like him. I like him timing that. I like him working off the instep of that left foot. I just want to see a little bit cleaner of a win right there for him. Okay, lack plan. Yeah, I'll read this stuff at the end. You're kind of seeing the accuracy, the lack of a plan, the run game inconsistency. There are times where, again, he kind of just runs into guys and will just put his hands on them. Without a real pass rush plan, 2 steps inside, outside, inside, angles, preparing to kind of bull rush towards him, jump outside with like that cross chop jump to the outside like Donald does, kind of baiting him to throw those hands there. Sometimes he kind of just runs into guys. Like, there's really not much of a plan here for Thibodeaux. Again, he's kind of bending, arcing to the outside, reaching for contact with no power behind it. There's no instep exploding through that guy, laying his hands out there, telegraphing it. ABT's able to lock him up, and Thibodeau's not able to get in. Gets completely shut down in that play. So what's the plan here? If your plan is to bull rush, this is you didn't have a good plan from the start, because you don't want to be going to the outside while trying to bull rush a guy. Again, try to push a guy while backing up from him doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? Obviously, that's a dramatic example of that. But towards the beginning of this game, I was watching this and I was like, damn, like he didn't really do anything. Second half, and this is something that I noticed with Thibodeaux, second half of games from the 4 that I watched, he turns it on. So first half, he's always a little bit slower to get going, and for whatever reason, the second half, he just gets it going. I don't know what it is. Thibs stuff right here. You're gonna see he's a lot of natural power. Gets the stuff. They're running counter OT, and he's right here on ABT. He steps down with ABT. He's able to stack them, tight elbows, stand up ABT, read the run. It's all a good job right there. Stepping down with him, hands inside, helmet into the chin of ABT. Reads the running back, sees that he's obviously following his lead blocker. Oh, that's not a counter. Sorry, that's a counter OF. I didn't realize that was a tight end or H back. Reads it, sheds, gets there. Solid. Power, hand placement, good job reading it. Positive play. That's a good play from him. Next play, bull. Right here. Wide 5, 7, 9, whatever you want to call them. Again, I don't care as long as you're consistent. I don't care anyway. Power. So again, this is what I was talking about in terms of like the plan. A little bit better here, right? 1, 2 steps, burst off your instep into him, tight elbows, good leverage. Remember the other 2 plays where he's kind of leaning away from a guy, hands are high, not tight elbows, all that stuff. Now and again, his feet weren't matching. Now we're seeing 1, 2 explode tight elbows into his chest, work through those hands, extension. The right tackle gets tripped up by the right guard. You can see his foot right there trip up, but he maintains that contact, drives through him, gets the hit. Like better plan there. You see the explosiveness too. Like he's, again, for a guy who's what did I just say, 260. His explosion's like a 9.5. I don't think it's the best I've ever seen for a guy his size, but it's very, very good. Like he's definitely a good athlete. You could tell right there. He's a good freaking athlete. Gets the hit, forces the throw away. Thibodeaux natural power. Right here. Again, just pinches inside right here. Obviously with the blitz, they're trying to pull him inside. And then the blitz is going to come off the right tackle. So you can see they all angle different gaps. Now he angles in. Obviously, there's the offensive line zone stepping, gets the right tackle or the right guard. Again, better here. We're seeing solid leverage. Straight line through those heels up through his head. Thighs working as the opposite angles, like a shock absorber. Hands inside, relatively tight elbows. Stand him up. Now he shuts down the run. He forces the cut back inside, but we're talking about his natural power. You could see the power there. That's the important part of this rep. Is not necessarily always, he didn't make a tackle, who cares? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about traits. We're talking about evaluations different than just, we only put plays where he made a play on the stat sheet. That's just stupid. But look how much he blows up that right guard. Have fun getting through that B gap. Completely shuts down that play. Okay, next. Fib QB hit. Right here. Again, breathe a stunt. E, T. Low and slow. He's gonna again cross ABT's face. Hopefully he carries him inside.